Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I would like us to see how to measure angles, and as we measure the angles we'll also be learning the types of angles. Now to begin with, we have this angle here. If you are to measure it, what we use to measure angles is a protractor. So we have here our protractor. With this protractor, if I wish to measure this angle, this is the vertex. I want to measure this angle. An angle is a space between these lines. This is a vertex. Now for me to measure it, we have my protractor here. We have 0, goes round like this till 180. We have 0 in this other direction as well. So I will take the protractor, I will use the protractor and come here, put it at the vertex. I will connect my protractor. Look at this vertex, this vertex, this is the vertex, this vertex. Then I have to adjust here for it to be at 0. Good. That said, I'm ready to measure this angle. How then do I measure this angle? This is it at the vertex, this point. Okay, I measure from this point to here, yes, to where that line ends, and I'm going to read it. This is 40. Each of this is 41, 42, 43, 44 is 45 degrees. This angle is 45 degrees. And whenever we have an angle that is between 0 and 90 degrees, that's greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees, is called an acute angle. This 45 degrees is an acute angle. 60 degrees, 80, 89, those are acute angle. 30 degrees. Okay, having measured that one, I would like us to measure this other angle. When we fit it, you see the vertex here on this point, and you see that this line, it is exactly at 0. Okay, now let's check, let's measure from here. 0, it ends at this other portion. If you read where, you see 90 degrees. That's an angle of 90 degrees. That's if you measure from here, you indicate we have an angle of 90 degrees. And an angle of 90 degrees is called a right angle. Let's look at the next to measure. We wish to measure this other angle. We go to our vertex. Please look here where this point that I'm showing, where these vertical lines meet. We put it at our vertex. Okay, having done that, we are going to measure from here till where the line ends. And when you read it, take note that each of these small vertical lines, each of these marks is 1 degree. So as of here we are at, yes, if you notice where we are, how many degrees? Okay, yes, 120 degrees. So if we want to indicate, we take our pencil, or we indicate here our angle. That's the angle of 120 degrees that we have measured, putting our protractor well. And this angle, an angle of 120 degrees, falls under a type of angle which we call obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180. So 95, 100, 120 till 179 not up to 180. That gives us the angle. Okay, the obtuse angle. Okay, now we'll go to another angle that we have to measure. Okay, we have our angle here that we need to measure. And this line is a straight line that we need to measure. And when we are measuring this straight line, if it starts here, if it starts at that place, we measure our straight line. You see, it goes to where it ends. See that it starts at 0 and ends at 180 degrees. And this type of angle is called a straight line. Okay, that's said, let's go to continue with the next angle to measure. We have here this angle. We are going to measure all of this. Now, when we have an angle like this, if you are measuring from this point going in this direction, you see that this angle will be greater than 180 degrees. Angles that are greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 fall under a category that we call a reflex angle. Okay, that's a reflex angle. So this shape like this from here gives us a reflex angle. But since it is greater than 180, I would like that before we measure, our protractor is 180. When we want to measure an angle that is greater than 180, we can fit our ruler. We can use our ruler. To make sure that we obtain a vertical line first. Okay, we put our ruler, we place our ruler, we draw our line. Let's draw a very clean line. Okay, now we come here, we draw our line. Good. Having used that ruler, you place it aside. We now use our protractor to continue. If you are to measure this angle, as you've been seeing, you place our protractor at the vertex here. Take note that this particular angle that you see there on these other ones here is just indicating the level of rotation. We place our angle here, our protractor, sorry, to measure the angle on that line, that vertex. Okay, we have here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees. So it means that all of this angle that we are measuring from here to this point is 40. To this point is 40 degrees, and added to this one 180 degrees. So 40 degrees plus 180 degrees gives us 220 degrees. And as I've said, it falls under a category that we call reflex angle. That's an angle between 180 and 360. It's forming a reflex. Okay, now we equally have another type of angle here, which is a complete revolution, and a complete revolution is 360 degrees. Okay, thank you for following up the lesson. See you in the subsequent videos. Stay tuned.